There's been this tweet by Kwena Moelekwa, the rural train. She complains about Zimbabweans being a problem and being orphans. Yes, we look like orphans because most of us are scattered across the world. But one of the things that she forgets, or what the South Africans do not do in their bid in order to stop what they are calling problems that are caused by foreigners. Here is the problem. You recall Julius Malema saying that it is the African countries that helped South Africa to gain freedom.
We were able to come and march here today and do it freely, without soldiers carrying guns, without police carrying guns, without us being intimidated, is because the people of the world stood with us during difficult times. It was the people of Nigeria who took their money from their salaries and donated to liberation movement for us to get our freedom. It was the anti-apartheid movement in America, in UK, in many other parts of the world, where the world stood in solidarity with us and said, we will not sit down and watch the Afrikaner apartheid regime killing our people in South Africa. That's why we have our freedom today.
The challenge that you have now here is, it's not that the people from other countries, they want to stay permanently in South Africa, but they come here, one, for an opportunity. Number two, they come because the opportunity is not available in their country, and when they see an opportunity in South Africa, they go and exploit. But they really want to go back to their country. If they could do their business conducively in their country, they could go. But because of one, misgovernance, corruption, and a whole lot of things that are happening in the countries, that's why they then flock to South Africa, because it has become conducive for them. But how can then the South Africans play a role like what happened during the time of apartheid? What the people in Africa helped South Africa with, one, was helping the people to be able to fight the apartheid. Number two, they were able to house them or to keep them, and they let them stay as though they are citizens in that country. Of course, there are some places where they were in refugee camps. But look at it this way. Instead of them helping the people that are saying, we have a problem, let's say, for example, in Zimbabwe, they are saying, we are not going to help you. You just go back.
We don't want them here. We want them out of this country because our people don't get jobs. We're sitting in a country with 60% youth unemployment. 60% youth unemployment. And you tell me, we still want to give Zimbabweans a job. It's going to end. I'm saying to you, 2024, something is going to happen here. And that something is the Patriotic Alliance. And we will not take money. We will not be bribed. We will not change our stance. They are going home.
But what they're forgetting is the people back then, they helped the people who were, even if they offered them accommodation, but they helped them to stay in a country and helped their leaders to fight. So you see, it's a different scenario. We helped you to fight, but we are in a situation, we are asking you to help us to fight. Instead, you are saying, go back home and fight. The people that are on the ground, they are fighting. What the people of Zimbabwe require is help in the fight. And the help in the fight is, when we call out for a demonstration, help us. When you call out to say the leaders like Cyril Ramaphosa was congratulating the president of Zimbabwe after a condemned election, you just didn't condemn it. If the people of South Africa were going to condemn their own president to say, will not allow this to happen, because you are creating a problem. Because what you don't know is, if they allowed it to happen in Zimbabwe, it's going to be allowed to happen here. And the Zimbabwean president is going to come and congratulate, even if there is practices of rigging. So that is the problem, whereby you have such a problem. Of course, there is that complacency amongst us as Zimbabweans, mainly because we have been indoctrinated with so much fear. So it's very, very difficult for the Zimbabwean to stand up and go in the streets, because right now we are hearing that a Triple C MP has been abducted and done a lot of things. This doctrine of fear that has been preached for a long time by action and by the way of how things are done, has caused so much timid and so much fear. So there is nothing that can cure fear unless there is a leader who stands up and confronts fear. That's when others will say, let us go. So we are lacking leadership, but we're also lacking support on the SA side. That's my opinion about the obsession on Zimbabweans.